Okay, you on?
Okay, good afternoon. This is a special called meeting of the Athens-Clarke County Board of Elections and Voter Registration. The date is November 17th. The time is 4:37 p.m. And we are at 2555 Lexington Road. The first item on the agenda is to adopt the agenda. Chair will entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
I'll make the motion.
Okay,
A second.
okay, motion Ms. Till, second by Ms. Fambro. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Agenda is adopted. The next item on the agenda is public comment. Let me grab the sheet. So you'll have 3 minutes to speak. The first person on the agenda is Gwen Looney, and then Monica is after. Time begins now.
Thank you. I just want to thank you, one, for coming back together once you got information that the library would be available. I'm on the, foundation board at the library, and when I heard, I knew that we were committed to and that they were reserving, that Charlotte had been thinking about us ahead. So, I'm just hoping that we will add the largest community advance voting place. Our numbers are almost 5,000 at the library compared to the highest are like 1,500 at the other sites. And so you can tell, Charlotte and I talked, she said that the closest would be downtown. And I immediately said, no parking, and you'll have people standing out in the cold now. It's cold. I'm kind of a wimp. It's cold and we could have rain. The library is so comfortable and people are used to it. So I'm hoping that you'll reconsider it. I mean, now that you have a new implement, I know that you wanted it as much as we did. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Monica?
Okay, well, I've already said what I said on Monday, and it's just gonna be a gung-ho with Gwen, what she said. And I think the weather is a really big consideration. We were very lucky with this last election. We had a little cold snap the first week, but after that, it was quite comfortable. Not so much anymore, and the library is the best. It also has public transportation. So people without cars can get there, and I know that was discussed with you. So hopefully, we can find the staff. I know that's probably the biggest consideration at this point, to be able to staff that location. If it means giving up another one, I think it would be worth it because of the sheer numbers that we can accommodate there. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Is there anyone else wishing to give a comment? Okay. Okay. Next item on the agenda reads as follows: consideration of Athens-Clarke County Library for advanced voting for December 6th runoff. And as always, I'll open the floor, or if no one wishes to go first, I'm happy to speak.
Could,
I have a question for our attorney. Is it possible for us to remove a precinct and replace it with the library?
You talk for advanced voting purposes?
Yeah, for advanced.
As far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, I don't see any issue. Why do you want to remove one of them now?
Well, one of the things I'm going to be asking the staff is, how realistic is it to add another precinct? And if it is extraordinarily, if they say, hey, it's great, then it's something they're going to consider. But if they say this is a problem with staffing, then one of the other 4 precincts is it theoretically possible to give them up? And Mr. Chair.
Ms. Pappas has advised us in the past that it's illegal to take away from,
Yeah,
unless there's an emergency, so like a fire or natural disaster or something. under those circumstances.
Well, I'm not sure. I would look at that really quickly, because I would have thought
What is it?
you could republish, you know,
Yeah.
so. I would do some research right now. I wasn't expecting that question. I thought the issue today was adding precinct. I didn't think
Yeah.
fair to talk about,
Yeah.
subtracting one.
Yes.
I thought that was the conversation also, I'm sorry,
What
Yeah.
did that conversation was?
what you just said.
Add the precinct.
Yeah.
That's not fair to answer that question. My initial thought, and this is just my thought out researching, is that as long as you published it.
Yeah.
You probably could, but I haven't researched. I'm saying that without researching. I didn't think you could. But you're telling me Lisa said that.
Lisa said we cannot.
Yeah.
You can-
I do want to say, I should have said since the very beginning, that Lisa is going to be resigning and leaving us, so I'll be taking over for a while. So, hello, good to see you.
Welcome back.
Been a long time.
Mr. Shirley, did you have something to say?
More or less, I did before, for a long while there, and then left. So, I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that question. I may be I'll try and start researching right now and not show the answer if you need.
Okay, and later on, Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
maybe the staff can speak to about staffing and what their concerns are. going to
Yeah,
be.
like we usually do, we'll give the board members all opportunity
Yeah.
and then turn the floor with staff.
I have a question for,
He had indicated he had a
Small
comment
first,
first.
Mr. Kadir, and then I just happened to have on, when we were talking last time about
might
the
answer my question.
advanced voting hours. Hank, on our copy of the code, it's page 341, but it's 21-2-385 D1. I'm sorry, D3, and it reads that any new advanced voting locations added after that deadline shall be published in the same manner as soon as possible. The board shall not remove any advanced voting location after notice of such location is published, except in the case of an emergency or unavoidable event that renders a location unavailable for use. That might not be the only place it mentions it, but that to me seems kind of clear, at least there. I'm not
Yes,
the
it
lawyer,
seems
but,
very clear.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds like
So.
they're controllers, yeah.
Oh,
And,
That's
and we
all.
had that,
But that's the only place you
Yeah.
have to, if it's published on the website, you actually do not have to publish it in the newspaper.
right, yeah, we,
Yeah,
so
but
it
we
is,
have published it on the website.
So it's like a done deal.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure if that's,
yeah.
but that's what I mean.
5 days prior.
So I'm
Okay.
trying to add.
yeah, can we just focus the conversation on
Yeah.
adding, if that's okay?
He answered my question.
Awesome. Ms. Membro?
No, I'm just in line with you guys. I'm taking in everything.
Okay, I'll just say real quick that, I called this meeting because I believe that we need to add this location. I wish we had this information on Monday, and the newspaper piece might have changed the calculation a little differently, and that we wouldn't be talking about removing, but here we are. It is the most popular location, second to downtown, so I understand we're in a staffing issue, so hopefully we can come to a solution, but I will turn the floor over to Ms. Osby or whoever she would wishes to speak on her behalf.
Okay, so, what we're looking at is 3 locations in particular, with adding the library. We are, outside of those 3, the elections office and Miriam Moore are covered. Staff is taking a portion of the task at the elections office so that we can accommodate the added location, which is the library as well. So what we're looking at is based on the number of check-in stations that we plan to have, which is where our,
Would you just explain why that's important
yes.
versus,
Yes.
Yeah.
And the reason we need more check-in stations is because first, that's the slowest, that's gonna be where your bottleneck is gonna be for any election. Your voters have to check in. That is a process. It takes a little time.
But then you're gonna have a voter who's gonna be going into a voting booth to vote for only one race. So there's gonna be less time spent at the ballot marking device than it would be at the, check-in station. Now, one of the things that I look at when I walk in, especially when I'm at the office and advanced voting's going on, if there are people standing waiting to be checked in and my my ballot marking devices are empty, I'm concerned. Because to me, if I'm a voter, if I walk in and I see nobody at the voting booth, there's a problem. I don't like that. And I fix it instantly. I get my fastest people on the check-in. We get it rolling because I want people to see that there are people voting. That's why it's taking so long. Not that my folks are moving too slow. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have 3 check-ins at the Cooperative Extension Office. And in order for us to have that, we need 8 people working at that location, which is why you see 8 at the top where it says CEO. We have every day except Thursday and Friday covered. On Thursday, I have 3 that we need 3 workers, but we have emailed a worker that might be able to help us on Thursday. So that's why you see it marked out
3
as a
with the 2.
possibility. We really need 2. And then on Friday, we need 1 more person. Same thing goes with the tennis center. We need 10 because we have 5 check-in stations. And we're gonna need 1 on Monday, 1 Wednesday, 3 Thursday, 1 Friday. Then at the library where we have, it is our largest voting place, we need 12 workers because we have 5 check-ins and because there's more that we'll have at the library. We'll have 2 scanners as we would just have 1 at the tennis center. So you have 1 person who monitors the scanners, right? Okay, so in order to do that, 12, 5 check-ins, and on that particular schedule, we need 1 for Wednesday. We need someone who can come in between 2 and 7 and work on Thursday, and then Friday, we need 2 people. And none of these folks will need to be trained. That's our goal, because we don't really have the time to train anybody. So it's important, number one, that they have been trained to be a poll worker, but also trained to have taken the advanced voting training, because it is a totally different process. So that's our goal, is to have that, but if we have to go with just poll workers themselves and, to fill these spots, that's what we'll do. But we're trying to get what we can out of poll workers. They let us know what days they can work. And so we have our spreadsheet to tell us which days we actually need someone and where those locations are, and that's what I presented to you.
Okay.
Yeah, and if we don't reach that, then we will have to inform our voters that there will be a delay, and we don't want that, but in a perfect world, we won't.
So I apologize, you probably said this, the 8, 10, 12, what do those numbers indicate?
Those are the number of workers we would like to have at
Workers,
those locations.
I have a question. Did I understand you that the number of poll workers that you have would be enough to fill these positions, but you're hoping to get managers and people that are,
So my number 8 for cooperative extension, that includes a manager,
Mhm,
someone who works the line,
right?
someone who's working the scanner,
Mhm,
and then you have your 3 check-ins,
right,
and then you have, what else? Yeah, okay, 2 people. I think I got 2 in the line. Yeah, so you have 1 at the BMDs, your manager, your 3 check-ins, and then, line manager, scanner. And then
so
you need
whatever
one additional-
positions or titles, you just don't have enough people.
We don't, the pool of people who've been trained for advanced voting
For advanced voting.
is small. That's the 95 people, doesn't sound small, but that's the 95 people that we used in November. And those are the only people that we contacted because we really want them to be the ones because they know how to do this. The others would be kind of, they would have half the knowledge that they needed.
Okay,
Now, if I understand that advanced voting is a different additional skill set, but I assume maybe monitoring the scanner is a transferable skill, or working the line is a transferable skill. I understand the pull pad, that's a whole different skill set right there.
Right.
But some of the other auxiliary positions possibly,
Well, I'm speaking of one particular worker that said they could work all week. Well, this is someone who can't stand. But they're not as computer savvy as we would hope they would be. So it's
Mhm.
like, what do you do with that person? When they usually serve as a manager. You've already gotten your manager.
It starts to get really complicated. You gotta look at their skill sets and where they fit best and if they fit what you need.
now. Where, and it may not be in this, is the set of pull pads indicated on each one, or,
The bottom where the star is.
so it's 3, 5, 5.
Sure, check it.
So just moving things around. Hypothetically. We change the tennis center to 4 pull pads and cooperative extension to 2. Get those staff over there.
I would definitely not do cooperative extension two.
Okay.
They had 2.
Isn't it the
First
lowest?
day of advanced voting is not, but they had 2, the first day of advanced voting, they were the only location that had a wait. And it was 15 minutes or more. So we added another poll pad, I believe, the following day. And I went by there and I was like, okay, the problem here is another check-in. So
Okay.
I identified that instantly. We're gonna cut back, I would say, probably the tennis center and check-in, but I would not cut back the library because I would have 6 at the library,
Yes. Okay.
but I shortened it to 5.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Director. We have 2 other locations also for.
Yes.
Miriam Moore typically does not get us that much volume, as I understand. Can we take one poll pad person from there and put him here?
I wonder, how many do we have for Miriam Moore? 3. Three poll pads?
I voted if Muriel Moore, maybe 3 elections,
But
not
how
a
many
soul.
workers?
Yeah.
How many workers do we have? 8 assigned there? We could 6 and 7. 6 and 7? Oh, that's right, because we took someone from Mary Moore and put them at one of the other locations.
Yeah.
So.
What's the other location we have? I'm getting a mental block here.
Winterville.
Winterville.
We took Winterville along.
Yeah.
Let's just think of the workers at Winterville.
Can we do
Yeah.
that from Winterville and move it? Oh, no.
They've already been placed in other.
Oh, it's right. Okay, so,
The people that were at Winterville have already been placed.
so Miriam Moore is the one place we could move one poll pad person.
Doesn't sound like it.
No.
We've already.
No, yes, we've already reduced them from
From
6,
4 to 3.
6 or 7 people, workers,
Keep on.
yeah. So,
So really, it's not moving the poll pad and computer, because the poll pad comes with a laptop. where
Right.
it's voting. It's really not moving that, it's moving a person who's,
Instead of the equipment.
well, I mean,
Well,
we have
yeah.
the equipment, but it's moving a person who's able to do that. And to move them from Miriam Moore, it sounds like you've already reduced the amount of workers they have there. Because we thought that they could afford to lose one.
Well, I know that this has been mentioned, I know, just a second. I know this has been mentioned by multiple people and conversations I had yesterday. I fully recognize that if we were to make this decision and add the library, that the risk that comes with that is longer lines. And I'm willing to accept that. I'm willing to stand up and say, that's my fault, okay? So I want to just put that out there. I have a gut feeling that there won't be, but I understand your concern and why you would say that and have that concern.
because we're the ones at the phones that's catching it.
Forward them to my cell phone.
So, what you'll do, we just make sure our community understands that.
Mhm. And I think that's a fair asterisk to put with the messaging of it.
2 days before that, so.
Right.
You know, as
Ms.
a board,
Fambro.
as a board member, I would be willing to, somebody calls me and says, we have long lines at such and such. I would be willing to go out and kind of spread some goodwill and, because people, when you talk to them and there's someone there to reassure them that the problem is being handled and this is what it is, they feel so much better. I would be willing to spend some of my time doing that if you guys call me up and say, okay, we got a line over at the library. I'll be over there in 10, 15 minutes.
And
So, anything to try to get this done. And I think that's one of the things that, we already do some stuff like that, but mostly it's on election day. But, I'd be willing to extend myself, to that, if there's any possibility of getting the library.
I have a question.
I'll just say, and I know we've had this conversation many times as well. I'm happy to be the clipboard line person.
You haven't been trained.
Fill this form, have your idea. I mean, I voted enough times, I know what they say, but, did I call on you? You had a question a while back. Go ahead, Ms. Dill.
Is it possible, is it advisable? Have we done this before, that we print a sign that says something like, we're sorry for the inconvenience or the slow line, but to offer you
Put my script at the
additional polling.
bottom. Oh, yeah.
We know there might be a wait, however you want to word it, but we wanted to offer this to you and we apologize if there's any inconvenience. Could we put signs up like that?
Well, we have signs that, at the very front of every location where voting takes place.
I think,
You're saying like offer them another another location?
Okay.
no. She's saying the sign says, we're sorry for the line. Let's say you're standing in line at the library and you're towards the end of the line, there's a sign. Correct me if I'm
You-
misinterpreting what you're saying. Sorry for your wait. Just so you know, you can go to Marion Moore, da, 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 da.
Well, I
But we
was
wanted
just
to-
saying that,
The sign can't be on the door.
just apologize that we.
That's
we've
why I
added-
suggested that we do a little goodwill.
Yeah,
Start at the
Excuse me,
back.
excuse
I'm
me.
sorry.
My idea was to say,
Yes.
sorry for the wait, but we've added an additional polling place for your convenience. So it might slow the line, but in hopes to offer an additional place, however you want to word it, to let them know we've added a place for you. And it might slow the line because, you don't have to go into the workers and the shortage, but something to offer them a reason why they're waiting this time.
Yeah, but a good point was made. I'm sorry, raising my hand.
No, you're fine.
A good point was made if that person at the back of the line doesn't know that. So they might be like, I've been out here 20 minutes, I'm going home. So that's why my suggestion, things always go better when you have the human touch. And because I do not really think it's unreasonable to be in a line for 15 minutes. But when you kind of go past that, it's kind of, I wouldn't like it, but I really think 30 minutes is not bad, but I still think that sign good, human being good, both are good ideas.
I mean, people in Fulton County are waiting 3 hours, so
Yeah.
20 minutes, 30 minutes is, it's a whole different animal, I understand that.
And I also feel we really haven't had lines in the past. I think our county residents would be very understanding at one time. It's not going to be a big turnout, so. Willing to take.
Mr. Shirley?
Coach Sisby, I wanted to just make sure I understood what's going on here. So the board, we're showing in parentheses is the number of people working at any given time that we would like.
Yes,
And that's already down from what our ideal would be, right? Our standard operating procedure, or is this pretty much the number we would shoot for?
yes,
Okay, if there were no staffing concerns, that would be the number we were.
Yes.
we go for. And then so below that, so blank is good. The only thing that's there are the spots left to fill, is that right? So Thursday, for example, we have 2 spots that are left to fill.
yes.
Okay.
If we get a positive answer from the one person that puts the line through.
Oh, you're so pending somebody, so
Yeah.
3 and maybe 2, got it. And so Friday, if someone drops out of, if one of our people drops out of the sky and says, I can do it, we can erase that, and yes, we're one step closer to being full, got it,
Yeah.
okay. So, and those are our check-in locations, so for example, right now on Friday for the cooperative extension office, we are 1 spot short of having, we have 7 current people. We
Yes,
need 8. Okay.
yes.
All right, thank you. That helps me understand. So like the worst spot, the biggest concern right now, for example, is Thursday, when we're 3 spots down, we're 30% down where we should be at 10 seconds.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
And then do we feel like, have we heard from all the folks we're gonna hear from? We've pretty much, we've knocked doors, beat bushes, whatever, and we've heard from all we're gonna hear from. There's no, let me get back to you, except for that one
The
person.
ones that we have slashes, those are the ones that we're waiting to hear from.
Gotcha. So if we were to proceed, this is what it is, and we've got to be ready for it.
Okay.
And so, just to go back down that road real quick, it's not, we don't think it's worth, we don't think it is advisable to try to quickly retrain an election day trained person to get the other half of the training they need.
There's no time
No time.
to do training.
Okay.
But I mean, if Charlotte is okay with it, I would consider pulling in regular poll workers to do line management.
Gotcha, something that is not as training intensive.
They were
as-
handing out these tickets and not around the meeting.
I see, I see. Then, and I'll wrap up soon, I promise. If we had to go to open advanced voting with these being the number. Oh, by the way, Miriam Moore is staff. Is that what that means by it not being here? We're good to go there. Okay, gotcha.
And downtown.
But I didn't realize until Charlotte said it that it's fully staffed, but it's fully staffed because she
But it's-
actually reduced what she wanted her fully staffed.
Gotcha. So that one is the one that is fully, that was reduced. These numbers are pretty much what we would want anyway, but
Yes.
Miriam Moore, we reduced a little bit to make this less
Yeah.
of a concern. I see. So then if we had to go with this, if we proceeded with this, as elections workers, how worried would you be about blowback, fallout, problems?
I'm just worried about the wait. I feel like our staff, the ones that we do have that are gonna be working are, they pretty much got it, and can handle it. I'm just, my concern is just wait time. I mean, we had a good record in November. You
Right.
don't want to go back to, oh, I had to wait 30 minutes. Didn't take this long the last time. The ballot was longer the last time. Why are we waiting so long? Because they're not going to understand that the check-in is moving faster than the ballot part. We do because we know the process.
Right.
But that person that's standing in the line way back in the back is not going to know that. Then they're going to get in the room and see, well, doggone, why is it taking so long? There's not even anybody sitting in the.
Right.
I would just say to that point, that's, part of the messaging the board would provide to the community is, we did this for you, but you just need to know that because we did this, there's a potential for longer lines, but now we have more access, so wait time versus access, it's like.
So then to wrap up my thoughts then, with that being, I'm sorry, yes.
Okay, from the staff side, when you don't have the optimal number of people, then like, I'm not gonna point Monica out, but I am, when you don't have, Monica would know, when you don't have the optimal number of people, then people can't take breaks as easily, they can't leave their stations, because then something is left undone, uncovered while they're gone, so it makes it more difficult on staff, they have a difficult, hard day.
I see. So, thank you. That's, like all of us, I'm pretty sure, that is still my only concern. Like, I'm completely convinced that this is a slam dunk as far as a voting location. It is, we are remiss not having it in the first place, but that is what it is. I want to do this like all of us do. I'm just concerned about that. But I'm confident that if we were to proceed, that between the people that are here that can help boost the signal, that the people that have reached out to us, if we reach back out to them and say, we need your help to get the word out, that please give us some grace. And this is we're doing this for you, but we need that. I'm coming around to the idea, but I want to hear more from y'all, but I'm glad that that's the only concern that we have. It's not a small concern, but I'm glad that's the main concern that I'm focused on right now is the staffing, but I see ways around it, so.
Can I also mention that what we have secured already can run a polling location. But then you have those little things that
Mhm.
you gotta have a worker to make sure that there's not a voter walking out with a ballot. You gotta make sure that the voter is not taking pictures of the ballot.
Right.
There's those little things that if we don't have those extra people, we're gonna be allowing a lot of illegal things to happen that shouldn't, if we have the staff that we need. So just keeping that in mind. It won't be anybody that will be able to make sure that voter didn't walk out with the ballot thinking that, oh, I voted because they cast this
Mhm.
ballot.
Hmm.
You won't have that.
mean-
And I call it my exceptional customer voter service.
Mhm.
They
I
won't
know
have
that-
that.
I know that, I'm just thinking of those locations, like Mary Moore, that's not an issue, because it's that room. Tennis center, I don't know how you set it up,
Even at the office.
you know.
Yeah,
Trying to office as well.
we
Okay.
had to stop a lot of voters walking out the front door. Oh, where you going? Or they'll try to put it in the drop box. Oh, no, don't go with that.
Right,
Yeah.
Okay.
So you gotta have that person there.
let's do one more round of comments, and
I have a question.
please.
Are we having as many BMDs as we usually do, or have we cut back on those too?
Cut back on those.
That's good.
When you speak of optimal number, are you taking into account the probably far less voters for the runoff than we have for the? No. So if there are less voters, we will be, obviously, won't have some of the issues.
Say, yeah, I'm gonna say I'm certain 90% because you still need to have those people in place.
No, I understand.
If you have one voter,
Yeah.
you need to have all those people in place. So, yeah.
I mean, I hope we get over 50%, but I think we'll be
Yes.
closer to 26%, which was the runoff back in 2018, but one never knows. So let's see what happens. Hopefully we'll have 50%.
I want to go back to one thing. We received 9 emails in support, and I did not receive any emails against this. Yeah. So, do you have anything to add?
No.
Mr. Shirley?
One last small thing, but I'll wait, I just don't, so I'll wait till last.
I'm good.
Between what Hank was saying and you were saying, are these, if we were having this conversation about this exact same kind of adding a location before the runoff that we had last time, the January runoff with astronomical turnout, would these numbers make you concerned about if you knew that turnout was coming, if you knew that many voters were coming, would you be comfortable, would you be more concerned or less concerned than you are right now with this?
With the primary runoff that we have in June,
Then the big one, after double Senate
it's
thing.
hard to compare to that.
Okay.
Because we were dealing with the pandemic
Right, I see.
and we weren't dealing with a shorter period of advance voting.
It was longer.
Right.
It
I
was
see.
longer.
I got you, okay.
Now, let me tell you, in my years of experience, we worked it out. You know, I'm having the same conversation with our absentee voters who are concerned. And so prior to 2020, and I believe in 2018, it was the same way. We operated in this same timeframe. This is not new.
Hmm.
It's just different because we're coming out of a 2020 election where you had a longer period. If you recall, we had a state runoff. It was during the same time
Yeah, we
frame.
had-
And then we had the federal runoff in January. So it's just something about this one this time. Holiday, it's just something
That's
about
all.
it. And the fact that it is the federal office
Right,
where you're gonna have a higher turnout versus what we had in December 2020 turnout.
Right.
It was just the state and local, right? And
gotcha.
it had Secretary of State and I believe, PSC, Public Service Commission.
Right,
Those
right.
only things on it.
Mhm.
So, I just want to go on record that that is my concern about the wait and not having enough people to secure the whole process.
Gotcha.
But, I mean, it's whatever you guys decide, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it with a smile. We're gonna make it work and we're gonna, yeah, it's gonna be a good day.
Okay.
That's why we love you. All right. Final round. Ms. Fambro, go.
Okay,
if
No,
you
I
wish.
don't, but after we make a motion, we will have
no more discussion.
Yeah.
one more round.
Well, we can do it then, because all we
Okay.
got,
All right, the chair will entertain a motion to add, advanced voting at the library to match the dates and times. Do you have that other paper from the dates and times that we agreed upon on Monday? So it's consistent, which would be 9 to 7, Monday through Thursday. And then 9 to 5 on that Friday. So I don't know if you captured that motion.
I'm sorry, I had drafted something similar.
But, okay, well, yeah,
Let me
you
get
could,
that.
you could read that if you wish, and we could just go that way too.
Sorry, what I think I heard you say was, well, sorry, I'll make that motion if that's what, I move that we
Perfect.
also conduct advanced voting at the Athens-Clarke County Library at 2025 Baxter Street from 9 AM until 7 PM on Monday, November 28th through Thursday, December the 1st, and from 9 AM until 5 PM on Friday, December the 2nd.
And I'll second it. How about that? All right, all those in, oh, no, open for discussion now. Apologies.
Well, I'd just like to make a comment. We are in the situation of having to vote for this is because we have not had a consistent plan for what we should do with runoffs, special runoff. And as we have all discussed since our last board meeting, it is something we will work on this year. So next year, we don't have to go in this mode. And the staff is already planned, they already know what would be coming down the pike in case there is a runoff, in case there is a special election. In the past, I have always voted against any extra days, locations, or even hours. But this one time, I just feel this is too important because people know about the library. And if they have to wait, I think our citizens, for sake of democracy, will not mind a little more. And we will do what, I will at least, I'm sure the board will support saying that, yes, for your convenience, we opened up a location. Sorry, the lines are a little bit long. That's all I know.
Ms. Till?
Amen.
Amen, all right. Ms. Fambro?
I'm in agreement with that, and I wanted to ask, could we make a commitment, that the board help with the awareness as board members? And can we have signs about 150 feet away from the door? With some little, with the kind of like the explanation that Ms. Teal said? So that would take care of the back of the line. And maybe one at the door to take care of it, just in case they missed it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I just think what cute little thing.
In case you missed the other sign.
No, if you're standing.
we love cute sayings. We love cute sayings.
No fear.
And how about this?
We know you're gonna work it.
How about this? I'll pick them up from Fast Signs for you. Is that helpful, Aletha?
If we, yeah, I want
Mr. Shirley, go ahead.
I
If
agree.
you-
I'm thankful that we're not doing this lightly, that we understand the risk that we're taking. It's a calculated risk, and I hope that we can each reach out to our networks and help get them to boost our signal that, hey, we're doing this for the best of intent, with the best of intentions. We hope that everyone will be patient with us. But yeah, it really helps to see the numbers like this, and I'm so thankful that y'all have done so much to make it this close to being just fine. So.
to.
It's been fun.
I mean.
All right. All those in favor, raise your hand or signify by saying aye. Any opposed? That was great music. I've never had music like that after.
That's right on time.
All right, I didn't hear any opposed. Okay. Unanimous. We have added advanced voting at the library, so that's wonderful.
And I just want staff to know, I mean, it was an easy decision this time, but I understand what it takes to be there. I think I'm the only one here who's actually worked on the Board of Elections for 2 years, and it is not easy to last minute holiday time trying to get the staff, but I'm really sorry. We have to do this.
I'm
Next.
just appreciative of you guys, really, really appreciative. And, you know, y'all work so hard and there's nothing I can say to get y'all time back, but this has been one of the hardest elections. This is my 3rd year here, and it has been really hard on you guys, and I feel for you. I wish it was something that I could do, you know, but I just want to thank you.
Yeah, yes.
The next item on the agenda are announcements.
Before you do that, can I just mention, earlier today, we conducted our audit. Statewide, the audit
Should we
race of Secretary of State was audited. And we received information yesterday, late yesterday evening, of the batches that we were to audit.
Hold on 1 second. Should we adopt the agenda and put an update?
Amend the agenda?
Amend, thank you.
Okay.
Wrong A word.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, let's do that and then we'll come back to that. That's fine. So, I guess it messes up the ordering here, but
Go back up.
yeah, so the chair will entertain a motion to amend the agenda to add an update on the risk limiting audit. Motion, Ms. Till, second.
I second it.
Mr. Kadir, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Yeah. So
thank you.
just, if it's okay, I'll start when I want.
Sure.
So we conducted the audit. We did not realize it was gonna take as short a time as it did. Of course, we didn't know how many ballots we were gonna have to audit. So the batches that was selected by the Arlo software consisted of 2 batches. One batch was of election day, and the other was a batch of absentee. And we had 2 teams who operated as our audit teams. And we ended up with 2 observers. And it just, I'm gonna let Lisa tell you a little bit more about it, but it was easy and it was quick. Yeah. Lisa, can you just add? Okay,
What more do you want?
okay, so what's gonna happen is now that we've completed ours, the other 158 counties will add in those results from their audit will be added to form a statewide, because it was a statewide. And we will be informed from the Secretary of State's office if we met the margin. The margin of the results should be 5% less or more. Anyway.
So 5% of 600.
Yeah, marginal error. And so if we meet that, we will not have to do anything more. But if not, then we will have to call our teams back in, and then there will be more batches that will need to be audited.
Different batches.
Different batches, that's correct.
Okay.
And so from that point, we are where we are, and we're ready to, in the process of getting ready for the election. And that consists of adding voters that have registered to vote past the deadline of October 11th, which was for the general election, through the deadline for the general runoff, which was November the 7th. So those voters are added to our voter list, and we are to have that done by Monday. And then we are entering our absentee voters so that their ballots can be processed. And our plan and goal is to have our ballots mailed out no later than November 23rd. So you know that. We got people working late hours and trying to get that done.
Great. Okay,
There again, outstanding work, guys.
thank you so much. All right, the next item on the agenda is announcements. Yeah, why don't you, Mr. Shirley, would you read the announcement?
I will. December special called meeting Tuesday, December the 6th, 12 noon, right here. December special called meeting the same day, 4:30 PM, right here. Our December special call meeting on Monday, December the 12th will be for certification of the runoff election results at 6 PM here. Our December regular meeting It's Monday, December the 13th at 4:30 PM. Is that-
Tuesday, December
Thank
13th.
you. And I wanted to ask if it's okay, Ms. McGlone, is that gonna be here or at Doherty Street?
I'm confused by your list, so.
It's wrong.
That's incorrect. I'm sorry, we had to update that.
Did you want them on the same day again, or?
No, remember on Monday, we talked about
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's supposed to be December 13th.
as it should be scheduled normally.
Is that
It'll be
number
at the
4?
planning building.
Okay. That'll be at
Number 4?
120 West Doherty Street.
No, well, number 4 is right. It's number 3 that we're talking about. So this is Tuesday, the 13th.
Sorry, I had caught that we had agreed on something different than what I had on the agenda, sorry.
Okay, so that's 13th.
Yeah, as scheduled, as it
Number
normally would.
3.
Right, so again, our regular December meeting will
Okay.
fall on the second Tuesday, December the 13th, 4:30 PM at 120 West Doherty Street. And the upcoming deadlines for the 2022 runoff election, the 23rd of this month is the earliest day we can mail regular absentee ballots. November 27th, advanced voting begins for the December general election runoff. November 28th is the last day to submit absentee ballot application for the December general election runoff. And December the 6th, election day, the last day to vote in person in the December general election runoff.
Needs to be changed.
December the 2nd is the last day to vote advance, thank you.
What was the date for early?
Advanced voting, early voting begins on November the 28th. Nope.
No, Sunday. Sunday, the 27th.
Sunday,
That's
November
at
27th
4:30?
is the first day to vote. Sorry about that.
Would you also
All right.
announce the times, please? If
Absolutely,
you have them.
sure. I'm thinking the best way to say it concisely.
Not for me, but for the.
So we have.
Yeah, we have some
Yeah.
printouts you
Available
can
for-
We have
take.
some printouts, good,
Um,
excellent.
But in case it, maybe, should I say it in case it might benefit the people watching the video?
Yeah, yeah.
So for their benefit, on Sunday, if you want to vote early on Sunday, it'll be at the downtown elections office from 11 AM until 5 PM. If you want to vote from 7 AM to 7 PM, you can do that all week long, Sunday through Thursday excuse me.
Oh.
It's a lot to say, y'all.
Here,
On Sunday, it's 11 to 5 at downtown. Monday through Thursday, you can vote from 7 to 7 downtown. You can vote from 9 to 7 at Miriam Moore, the Cooperative Extension Office, Tennis Center, and now the Regional Library. On Friday, you can vote until 5 PM at those locations. Did I get that right?
and if you didn't catch all that, you can go to accgov.com/elections and you can read it there. Okay, thank you. All right. Final comments. Hearing none, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I so move.
Second.
Motion, Ms. Fambro, second, Ms. Still. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned 5:24 PM.
Okay.
Thank you all.
You wanna pass those down?
Yeah.